Before we get going into the video, my name is Brando. For the new viewers, I'm the founder of Brandlux Media. We are an e-commerce growth agency. We've been able and so fortunate to work with 100 plus partners. And so the reason I started this channel is to document every framework that I know is proven to work and that actually work so that you can get some value from it and, hopefully make your business a success. With no further ado, I hope you enjoy this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the exact reason on why usually scaling ads is really, really hard, meaning that you try to spend more money, but the profitability of the business just goes down. Now, of course, there are several reasons, but this exact thing that I'm going to talk about in this video is going to completely change the way that you look at your ad account. And trust me, it's going to be way more profitable, at least based on my experience. Before we get going, for the new viewers, my name is Brando, founder of Brandlux Media. We are an e-commerce growth agency specialized in paid advertising, content creation, email marketing, and conversion rate optimization. If you're looking for a growth partner and you want a free audit, feel free to book a call down below. Now let's get going. Great, so before we get into the video, I just want to mention one thing. Over the last 7 years, I've been able to work with 100 plus businesses, as some of you may know. And there's one thing that I clearly noticed, and it's scaling an advertising account, wherever it is, on TikTok, on Facebook, it doesn't actually matter, is way easier if you nail down your offer. If you have a good offer that converts people and allows them to spend more money with you, meaning your conversion rate and your average order value are stronger because of the offer, it's way easier to actually scale your advertising. And I'm saying drastically easier. We've noticed that. I'm going to bring you through a scenario right now. I have like 4 offers to show you. This is the first one we will discuss. The more I move and scroll to the right, and the more you will see the second, third, and fourth offer. And the difference between offer 1 and offer 4 is that offer 1 is basically what everybody does. And in this example, we are pushing a supplement brand. And this is actually a real case study. We had a client that had very poor, extremely poor. This was a consulting client, and extremely poor metrics. In fact, that was actually one of the reasons why we were not able to onboard them as a done-for-you service or a done-for-you client. And so we said, let's take a step back and help you with this first before doing anything else. So what we did is that we kept the budget the same because we need budget to run, to analyze data. And so we worked purely on the offer. We didn't scale ads because it didn't make sense. There's nothing worse than scaling a broken funnel or a funnel that doesn't actually make sense to scale. And so in this video, I'm going to bring you through offer 1, 2, 3, 4, which is basically the iterations that we made. And I'm also going to go over a bunch of other things. So make sure to stick until the end. Now, offer mastery. This is something that I speak about a lot. But let's talk about this scenario. So the client came to us. They were selling supplements, whatever. Their conversion rate was below 1% and a $25 AOV. So essentially, they were just promoting one product. Now, even if they were promoting a $50 product or a $100 product, it would still not be enough, meaning that, the AOV would be $100 and the conversion rate would be basically 0.8%. It's still hard to scale your advertising. Maybe you can survive ads at like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, but if you want to scale to like 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 plus $1,000 per month in spend, which is extremely different, then you need to have a very strong business numbers, let's call them. And so typically, a proportion that you can expect is if you multiply, you do AOV times conversion rate, it should equal around $200. Whoops, $200. So if you have a 1% conversion rate, right? Just to clarify, everyone, if you have $100 AOV, let's just say, your conversion rate needs to be around 2%. So these are good metrics. And if you have these metrics, you know that you're basically ready to support expensive ad spend. Because there's one thing, as I always say in my videos, there's one thing that we clearly know, and we know for a fact, is that advertising costs are going to increase over time for numerous reasons, which I'm not even going to cover now in this video, but for many reasons they are increasing. And so that's the only guarantee that we have. So let's go over offer number 2 and kind of like what we shifted and did to kind of like test the waters. And of course, we were testing a bunch of offers, and these we kind of like, decided to evolve our offering also by consulting the client. And so this is what they tested, and I'm just documenting what happened. So the first offer was just selling a product. And I always say it's way worse. It's way better to sell an offer rather than sell a product. What is the difference? Well, an offer sells a product, but bundled or with a special offer to it, right? And I'm not saying you need a discount by 50%. You need to increase the perceived value, because there's always the reason why people will not spend enough with you is because they don't have the opportunity to spend enough with you, meaning that you just have a $25 product. Or if you do give them the chance to spend more with you, they basically don't see the value in it. And if they don't see the value, then we have to work on increasing the perceived value, because it's never a price objection, it's always a value objection, right? They don't see the value in it. I always like to say the example: would you buy a Ferrari for $10,000? Of course you would. If you didn't have the money, you would find the money, because you know it would be, from the get-go that it would be an amazing investment, because you can resell it for like 300,000, right? Same thing applies over here. Now in the second offer, we increased nothing really happened. I mean, the client just added free shipping and a 30-day money back guarantee, whatever. So the numbers didn't really change. So like by 0.3%, which is nothing. And so offer 3 is basically, this is where it got a little more interesting. What they did is that they essentially started promoting a bundle, and this is where kind of things started to shift a little bit. They product bundle, basically multiple solutions to solve the main problem. So what they essentially did is that, and I'm going to show you an example later, so stick with me, of like an actual landing page and the difference between a great offer and like a poor offer. So stick with me until the end. But what happened here is that instead of selling a product only, they started shifting towards selling a solution. And if you sell a solution, once again, higher perceived value, more products involved, you can increase the prices. So what they did here is that they had two options: a primary option, which is just one bottle, and then they had a full bundled solution for like a 3-month supply, I believe it was, and plus other complementary products. And so this increased the conversion rate to 1.4%, which is still kind of low, and then $37 AOV. So some people were still kind of getting, too many people were still getting the one-tiered offer. And I believe the product bundle that they were selling was like around $50 or something like that. And so this is where we really started to see a difference. And of course, it took them like around 5 to 6 months to actually get this going. And I've been able to see their progress, which is why I'm doing this video. But essentially what happened is that they eventually shifted into like a 1, a 3, and a 6 bottle offer. And so more bottles, the better the discount, of course. So I believe it was like 1 bottle was 0% discount, just free shipping. 3 was like 20% or 15%, and then 6 bottles were like 30% or 35% or something like that. And so they also offered a free sample of another product, and then access to a VIP community within their industry. They were selling supplements. They were in the health industry, and so they basically created this community. And then 2 ebooks for free, which it was like 7 secrets to XYZ, or the morning ritual to XYZ. So basically high perceived value, 20 to 30 page ebooks, and so this alone increased the perceived value. So basically what they did over here is that they also did a value stack, which I'm going to show you an example in just a second. And so I love the value stack, because when you do a value stack, and for those of you who don't know, a value stack, and I'm going to show you an example, as I said, but it's essentially when you stack products and you put the exact value of each stacked product. So if you have 10 products, like in a bullet list, each product would have, okay, value of $25, value of $100, value of $75, and then you have like a total combined value. And then you can be very creative with like doing offers where you maybe do like 30% off, and you still have amazing margins. You still keep your margins just because you increase the perceived value so much, right? So we're not in the business of discounting, meaning you sell a product for $100 and then it's 50% off. It's 50. Now it's $50 and you lose a bunch of margin, right? We're in the business of increasing perceived value here so that we can keep healthy margins. Very, very important. And so this resulted in a 2.4% conversion rate. People just saw the value, and a $67 AOV. And if we just go back to the equation, let's just say 7 times 2, 140. So it's much closer to $200, right? Which is a lot more sustainable. And so they were able to scale way more easily, and so they started ramping up ad spend, because finally they had business economics that actually made sense and could support not only the expensive ad spend, but the expensive ad spend because there's such a saturated industry like supplements, right? So supplements, for those of you who don't know, like it's extremely expensive, really expensive to run ads in the supplement space. Doable 100%, but expensive. And so these numbers allow them to see success. And then what ended up happening is that overall we consulted them on creating like multiple other offers or variations of the offer. And so we added sales copy to it, we added better graphics, we just made the page better, right? And then we saw like even better results over here. You can stop the video and see the difference here. But yeah, this is really important. So if you think, even if you have a decent offer and you think you have a decent offer, always have split test versions. Just like you have an ad, right? You don't just have one ad, you have multiple ads because you're testing different pieces of the puzzle. And the offer is detrimental because it will allow you to make sure that people spend more and convert more at higher rates, which will make scaling ads way easier, okay? And before I move on and show you some cool stuff over here, I want to say one thing. Is that scaling, typically the businesses that are able to scale the most are the businesses that are able to spend the most to acquire a customer. The businesses that are able to spend the most to acquire a customer are the businesses that have two things. Number one, they have strong front-end metrics, meaning they have a very strong AOV and conversion rate, and also of course they have strong LTV. So if you're struggling with acquisition, focus on these two things: stronger economics on the front end, which is building better offers, which is what I just explained, and also making sure that you have upsells, downsells, and you do good email marketing to make sure that people come back and either consume more of your product or buy another similar product, or whatever you have to offer. Now, what I'm going to do in this other section is bring you through an example of a good offer and a standard offer. Okay, so this is the initial offer basically that we spoke about over here. It's like kind of offer one, offer two, where the company is just selling for $60 this device. They have features, whatever, and so they're just like discounting and kind of, I think this is not even really, doesn't really work anymore as much, like saying that it's $150 while everybody kind of knows that this device, especially because it went viral and everybody knows it, it's not really worth $150. But either way, this company is actually doing okay, so I'm not going to judge on them too much. But this is a standard offer. Now what you should be doing, and we created kind of like a duplicate version of our own version. And so what we did is that we actually added free products, and I'm going to show you the entire offer in just a second. But here, if you can see it, we added a basic kit, and then we also added a full kit for 42%. Okay, and so this allowed basically them to really this would allow them. And by the way, like what I noticed, and just let me back off here, what I noticed is that this bundle is something that they started to do later on, which is why you see it over here, but also they were not pushing it in this landing page. So for those of you who don't know, even if you have a bundle and a good offer in like some other place in the landing page or on your website, it's not guaranteed that people actually see it, and most likely people will not see it. So make sure to have your entire like best offer where you send traffic to, not somewhere else in the website. Okay, and so what we did here is that we did a basic kit where they saved 14%, and then we had a full kit where they saved 42%, and then they could choose the color, whatever. And so what we did here is that as a standard, we increased the price from $59 to $70, or probably we could also do it for $80 or $90 or $100, just because we're offering so many free things like the face mask, a serum, a headband, free shipping, a guarantee, right? It's stacking. And so what we ended up creating, just as an example, so you see it visually, is basically these two tiered offers. So basically the first one, as you know, save 14%, and it was the facial sculptor, the shipping fees, the 100% satisfaction, whatever, and then this was what they saved. And then with this other offer, we essentially did a value stack, as I explained before. So 20 Korean face masks, facial serum, facial headband, shipping fee for free, 100% satisfaction guarantee, and then of course the face sculptor, which was originally for $60. And so they get all of this for just an extra $10, right? Or even if it was $20, like it would still be a good offer, and they save 42%. And this, of course, is a no-brainer offer. I mean, you get a bunch of different things for just $10 extra dollars or $15 or extra $20, and you get a bunch of different things. And so this is basically what I write over here is essentially the Ferrari example. Like it's never a matter of perceived price, it's always a matter of perceived value. And so this is the example. Now, to move on and talk about the last thing, which is really, really important, we can talk about offers all we want, but having just one offer, even if it's working well, like having one offer will probably, if you nail down and you squeeze the juice, will probably get you to even 7 figures, honestly. And we have some clients that are making like $200,000-$300,000 a month just with one offer. But if you want to get to the next level, you should be expecting to really test a bunch of different offers at the same time. And so this is where the level really goes up. And so you would essentially have offers just like this one, or just like the one that I showed you over here, but like tweaked. And so you maybe increase price, or you have an offer where it's buy one and get one free, or you have like buy 3 and whatever, get the other product for free, or get another one for 50% off. Like, you have to be very creative with the offers. Just like, also, just one other thing, just like there's product market sophistication, there's also creative sophistication, but there's also offer sophistication. So people see the same exact offer for 3.5 years. Of course, they're going to be like, okay, I mean, sure, I mean, I saw it. But if you have something new to offer to the market, something that they've never seen, a new deal, most likely the conversion rate can increase, of course, if it's a good deal and if it has the criteria that I explained above. Okay. And so what ends up happening here is that instead of having a business that relies just, you put all of your eggs in one basket, you have a business that has a distributed cash flow. And so 10% is going to go towards offer 1, 30% is going to go towards offer 2, and then, you get the point. And so you'll see that the distribution of your cash flow is, distributed through multiple offers. And same thing applies with other things like scaling with marketing angles or scaling with creatives. Why not do the same with offers? Nobody actually does it. They just feel like it's not that important, or they don't really understand the idea. So this was it for this video. This is how we scale companies to 7 and 8 figures, multi 7 and 8 figures. This is the exact infrastructure. If you want to see the proof, I'm not going to do it in this video. Go look at my last video. I did a 4-hour training where I show you everything. I think it was the last video. And so, and this information is also included in there. But either way, I hope this was valuable for you. Let me know if you have other suggestions for other videos, and let me know, most importantly, if you have any other question. If you have an e-commerce business doing at least $50,000 or $100,000 a month, and you want to get to the next level, meaning multi 7 or 8 figures, then we are actually offering free audits and free strategy sessions if you qualify. So just feel free to click the link down below. It's the first one in the description, and you can actually book a call if you qualify, and we have spots available. We can hop on a call and we see where we go from there. Okay, that's it, and see you in the next one. Bye. On a side note, before I end it off here, if you actually own an e-commerce business and you want your business and your brand to be audited, we can just hop on a call, hop on a free strategy session with myself or one of my team members, and we can pretty much have a conversation about your roadmap towards next year and how perhaps you can reach your goals. The conversation is very laid back. It's honestly just to understand if there's an opportunity for us to do even business together one day. Okay, with no further ado, thank you once again, and who knows, maybe see you in the next masterclass.